Before we dive into today's profound question, a quick but crucial thought: we are, quite literally, what we consume. Every idea, every story, every piece of information shapes who we become. To truly benefit and internalize the insights we share here, I urge you to immerse yourself in this information, to consume it continuously. Consider making these videos a part of your nightly ritual, perhaps just before sleep. The quiet hours before rest are powerful for reflection and integration, allowing these concepts to truly sink into your subconscious. Now, let's unlock some deeper truths.
Have you ever stopped to truly consider the world we live in? A world where almost every discomfort, every challenge, every effort seems to have been meticulously engineered out of existence. We live in an age of unprecedented ease. Our food is delivered, our entertainment streamed, our social connections curated through algorithms. We can control our homes with a whisper, travel vast distances without lifting a finger, and access the sum of human knowledge with a tap. It's a dream, isn't it? A utopia of convenience. But what if this relentless pursuit of comfort, this constant smoothing of life's rough edges, is actually costing us something far more precious than we realize? What if beneath the velvet glove of modern ease lies a silent, insidious tyranny that is slowly, imperceptibly eroding our very freedom? This isn't just a philosophical musing. It's a profound question that touches the very core of our human experience. Are we, in our quest for effortless living, inadvertently sacrificing the very qualities that make us resilient, adaptable, and truly alive? Are we trading the profound satisfaction of overcoming challenges for the fleeting pleasure of instant gratification? And if so, what does this mean for our future and for the future of humanity itself? To understand this conundrum, we need to journey back, far beyond the invention of the smartphone or the microwave. We need to look at what comfort has meant throughout human history and how our relationship with it has evolved. For most of our existence, comfort was a luxury, a brief respite from the harsh realities of survival. Our ancestors, the hunter-gatherers, faced daily struggles that would break most of us today. They navigated treacherous landscapes, hunted dangerous prey, and endured extreme weather. Their lives were defined by effort, by constant engagement with the raw, untamed world. And yet, anthropologists like Marshall Solins, in his seminal work Stone Age Economics, argued that these so-called primitive societies were, in many ways, the original affluent societies. Not because they had an abundance of material goods, but because their needs were few, and their leisure time, surprisingly, was often greater than that of early industrial workers. Their comfort wasn't about eliminating effort, but about finding a sustainable balance with their environment. They were free in a way many of us can only dream of, free from the endless demands of a consumer society, free to move, to adapt, to truly live in the present moment. Fast forward to the dawn of philosophy, and we find thinkers grappling with this very tension. The Stoics, for instance, a school of thought that emerged in ancient Greece, actively embraced discomfort. Philosophers like Seneca and Epictetus believed that true freedom wasn't found in the absence of hardship, but in our ability to endure it, to control our reactions to external events. They practiced voluntary discomfort, cold baths, simple meals, walking instead of riding, not as a form of self-punishment, but as a way to inoculate themselves against the inevitable trials of life. They understood that becoming too accustomed to ease made one fragile, vulnerable to the slightest disruption. Their philosophy was a training ground for the mind, preparing it to remain serene amidst chaos. For them, true wealth wasn't about accumulating possessions, but about cultivating inner resilience, a fortress of the mind that no external force could breach. This was their path to genuine freedom, freedom from the tyranny of external circumstances, freedom from the constant craving for more. But our modern world, driven by technological advancement and a consumerist ethos, has taken a different path. We've become addicted to the instant fix, the frictionless experience. Every app, every service, every product is designed to remove friction, to make life easier, faster, more convenient. And while this has brought undeniable benefits, who would argue against the convenience of online banking or instant communication? It has also created a subtle but profound shift in our psychology. We've developed what some psychologists call a comfort-seeking bias. Our brains, wired for efficiency, constantly seek the path of least resistance. This isn't inherently bad, but when taken to extremes, it can lead to a state of learned helplessness, a diminished capacity for problem-solving, and a pervasive sense of ennui. We become less adept at navigating real-world complexities because our digital lives have flattened them into simple clicks and swipes. Now, let's introduce a new layer to this comfort conundrum: artificial intelligence. AI promises to take convenience to an unprecedented level, automating tasks, predicting our needs, and even making decisions for us. On the surface, this sounds like the ultimate liberation: freedom from drudgery, more time for leisure. But what are the deeper implications? From a philosophical standpoint, if AI handles all the doing, what is left for the being? If our cognitive load is constantly offloaded to algorithms, does our capacity for critical thought, for creative problem solving, for genuine human connection, atrophy? Some philosophers, like Nick Bostrom, raise concerns about existential risks, not just from malevolent AI, but from a future where human purpose becomes obsolete in the face of superintelligence. The AI conspiracy isn't necessarily about robots taking over, but about a more insidious form of control: the subtle shaping of our desires, our choices, and ultimately our reality, by systems designed for our comfort and efficiency. If AI knows us better than we know ourselves and can predict our next move, are we truly free? Or are we merely following a pre-programmed path of least resistance dictated by algorithms? Consider the spiritual perspective. Many spiritual traditions, from Buddhism to various indigenous African belief systems, emphasize the importance of struggle, of confronting suffering as a path to enlightenment or deeper understanding. In the Ubuntu philosophy, prevalent in southern Africa, the concept of umuntu ngumuntu ngabantu, a person is a person through other persons, highlights the interconnectedness of humanity and the importance of community. This often involves shared burdens, collective effort, and mutual support through hardship. When we isolate ourselves in bubbles of individual comfort, relying on automated services rather than human connection, or even AI-driven companionship, we risk losing this vital sense of communal resilience and the profound spiritual growth that comes from shared experience. As the great South African leader Nelson Mandela once said, "The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall." This speaks to a profound truth. Growth often happens at the edge of our comfort zone, not within its soft embrace. The problem, then, is not comfort itself, nor is it AI in isolation. It's our unexamined relationship with them. It's the subtle erosion of our capacity for effort, for patience, for genuine engagement with the world and with each other. It's the quiet surrender of our agency to algorithms and conveniences, leading to a life that feels increasingly curated rather than truly lived. We become spectators in our own lives rather than active participants. The tyranny is silent because it doesn't impose itself with chains and whips. It seduces us with pillows and promises of effortless bliss, potentially even an AI-orchestrated bliss that leaves us with no real choices. So what's the solution? It's not about rejecting comfort entirely. That would be impractical and unnecessary. Nor is it about fearing AI. The solution lies in conscious engagement, in cultivating what I call intentional discomfort and purposeful friction. It's about reintroducing healthy challenges into our lives, not out of masochism, but out of a desire to reclaim our agency, to sharpen our minds, and to rediscover the profound satisfaction that comes from effort and mastery. It's about becoming the conscious architects of our relationship with technology, rather than its passive recipients. Here's how we can begin to correct this course and assist ourselves in reclaiming our freedom. Here's how we can begin to correct this course and assist ourselves in reclaiming our freedom. Embrace micro-challenges. Start small. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Walk to the shop instead of driving. Cook a meal from scratch instead of ordering takeout. These small acts of intentional effort build mental and physical resilience, countering the comfort-seeking bias. Digital and AI detoxes. Regularly disconnect from your devices and consciously limit your reliance on AI for simple tasks. Spend an hour, a morning, or even a full day without screens. Engage with the physical world. Read a book, go for a walk, or simply sit in silence. This reclaims your attention and reduces the constant influx of curated information and algorithmic nudges. Learn a new skill that requires human ingenuity. Choose something that demands genuine effort, patience, and uniquely human creativity. A musical instrument, a new language, coding to understand the machines, not just use them, gardening, or a craft. The struggle and eventual mastery will provide a deep sense of accomplishment that convenience can never offer and reinforce your human capabilities. Seek genuine connection and community. Prioritize face-to-face interactions over digital ones. Engage in deep conversations, volunteer in your community, or join a club. These experiences foster empathy, build real relationships, and remind us of our shared humanity, strengthening our collective resilience against isolation. Cultivate critical awareness of AI's influence. Don't just consume AI-generated content or use AI tools blindly. Understand how they work, question their outputs, and be aware of their potential biases and manipulative tendencies. This practice, rooted in philosophical inquiry, helps you maintain intellectual autonomy and a greater sense of control over your information diet.